Good evening, everybody. How's everybody this Thursday evening? See my Irish Rail A class, Irish Rowing models. It's going around. Hi, Joshua. How you doing? I'm not expecting too many people in tonight because I can see Trish and Double O'Neill's gone live at the same time. So I'm just going to stay out here run my trains for an hour. Anybody wants to talk, come and say hello. Hi, David. How you doing? Charlie, that's great. Did you send it to the UK address or the Irish address? Um, Also, you were asking about those diodes earlier on. I was actually looking to try and find my diodes so I could give you an answer. Can't find them, so I'll have to look at the order and see if I can find exactly which ones I got. Hi, Carl. How you doing? XMG12. How you doing, sir? Okay, thanks for that, Charlie. So, how is everyone? What's everyone been up to? Hi, Leslie. How you doing? XMG12. Are you from down in Kerry? When you said the kingdom in your comments, I presume you meant Kerry. Yeah, I can't remember what I got mine's rated for. I think it might have been about 20 volts, something like that, because I'm not going to be used for anything higher. Because I order most of my electronic stuff. I think it's off RS Components. Oh, by the way, let me know if the sound's all right tonight, if it's coming in and out, getting muffled. Because I was editing my video today for the A class, and the sound wasn't great on it, so I'm going to reshoot some of it. And also a couple other videos I've done, it wasn't great, so I'm not sure whether I have um, problems with my mic or with my phone that I'm using to record it. Ballyhaig, North Kerry. Yeah, I think I know it. I have relations down in Zelton and the Stole. I used to go down there quite a bit during the summer. My nanny and my grandmother lived down there. They passed away a few years ago. I have, uh, I have an aunt down here in Zelton, an uncle in Tralee, and numerous cousins down there as well. Okay, cheers, Charlie. Sound is a bit or tube echoing. Hi, Carl. How you doing? I'm just going to take. If you know the Horgans, Paddy Horgan, he's actually got petrol station. I forget where it is now. Right, is that sound any better now? Because I'm not sure whether it's where I'm positioning my mic or whether there is actually something wrong with it. Oh, Carl, what's up? Why are you not a happy camper? What's happened? Hi, Flyman, how's it going? See, I have all the other cameras, I have them muted. So it shouldn't be picking up. Oh, you're losing subs, are you, Carl? Yeah, it happens to us all. Every so often YouTube goes through and have a clear out and you find you've lost 10, 20 subs. It's not the noise of the A-Class because I have the sound on, so let me switch that off. See if that makes any difference. I must say I'm very impressed with that A-Class. It's a good, solid machine. It's a nice little loco. Yeah, it must have been the noise of the loco. Look, guys, don't be worried about subs. If you put out content, if you put it out regularly, the subs will come. You just don't wake up every day checking your sub count. It'll drive you mental. You know, every so often, YouTube goes through and you lose a load of subs. But for me, it's quite easy being up here in Donegal. As the crow flies, I'm only about 10 miles from the actual border. So I have plenty of friends in the north who have addresses who I can get stuff posted to. I didn't realize Parcel Motel suspended the UK address. Yeah, plenty of friends in the north that I can use an address for to get stuff posted to. But for the, you don't know, I'm involved with the Railway Museum Donegal Town, and we would always get stuff. If we were ordering stuff from the UK, we'd get it posted to the address in the north, but we can't do that anymore. Because if we do that and then bring it across the border, it's classed as smuggling. So we have to, anything you buy from the UK now, we have to get it posted to the Irish address so it can go through customs. Which is annoying because it adds a lot to the price postage. But, you know, there's things that we just can't get in Ireland. We have to get it from the UK. Celebrating 30 subs above the target and then lose 40. Yeah, I'm more than happy now that I'm above the 1K subs. You know that I haven't received any money yet because I haven't reached the YouTube threshold. I have started, you might have noticed there's a membership button now, and I'm going to do a Patreon and all that sort of thing. As I've said before, any money raised by this channel goes to the Heritage Museum. So I'll be continue building this layout here that you can see. I'll also be building the G-scale layout in the railway, looking after their other layouts in there, and also doing some of the 7¼ inch track work at the back of the station. So there'll be a couple of different scales to keep people interested. Hi, Robert. Yeah, I've seen, Carl, that Dublin aren't going to run the Santa trains this year. Did you get yourself an A-class, Robert? They're lovely. I was over in Modler's Corner a couple of days back, and I was surprised he didn't have any in. I did pick up in the shop. It's going to be the station. So I'm going to start building that this weekend while watching the Brazilian Grand Prix. Yeah, eBay prices everywhere have gone crazy for everything, not just in the model railway world, but anything, building supplies, anything. Just there's such a shortage of everything at the moment, so that pushes the price up. And you have to be very careful on eBay because quite often I've seen things go, secondhand things go for the cost that you would get a new item for, you know. I was thinking something we would need in the model railway community is somewhere that model shops could put up their older stock that they're trying to shift. You know, because a lot of them have, you know, brand new engines. You might be 5, 6, 7 years old. They're still brand new out of the box, sitting on a shelf somewhere gathering dust. And we have some sort of website, and then you go, right, okay, X shop is that. I'll go to that shop and buy it off. Maybe there is something like that, and I'm not aware of it. I know we have eBay and everything like that, and Facebook and everything, but it's disjointed. eBay take their cut of everything. Is it wise to watch the Grand Prix and build a kit? Well, I've done it before, but I know what you mean. Sometimes you do get a bit sweary at the TV sometimes. Well, Dublin will be back. I thought I seen something on Facebook the other day, Carl, saying that they were cancelling the Santa trains for this year. Or was that an old post for last year? Yeah, funny enough, I've been going over some of the old Family Guy episodes because we've got it on Disney Plus, so I've been starting at the first series and working my way through it. Yeah, margins are tight for everyone, you know. And it's nice to have a nice model shop you can go to and look at things. If you go into a model shop for one thing, you come out with something else, something extra. Yeah, I had to buy some light bulbs the other day, and I was like, I think it was £6. They were screw-in light bulbs, spotlights, of course they're LED, and they were about £6 each. Yeah, we just announced our plans for Christmas at the railway centre. We just had the electrics done on the canopy, so there's lights in there now, and uplighting, coloured uplighting on Jumbo. I'll be doing next week or two. I'll be doing an update on that, so you can see everything that's happening at the centre. And we've had quite an uptake of our Christmas event, and we're all trying to do it so it's COVID friendly. So they come in through one door. There's a quiz for the kids to do as they go through the museum. You get to see the model layout and then going around. You get to have a little train ride to see Santa, get a present, and then they get to walk down the platform and have their photo on Drumbo and see some of the installations of we do in the carriages and wagons. So, you know, it's not just coming in, meeting Santa, getting your present. You get a little ride on our 7.25 inch. See Santa, the main man himself. It's been sitting out here since last week. Yeah, one thing with a model shop, but yeah, there is no such thing. I went to pick up this, because of course I used one off my castle up the top there to make the tower. So I need one to replace it, and he rang me to say it was in. And he also had the station in as well, so I grabbed that. Yeah, when I was down in Dublin a couple of weeks ago, and I was in Marks and Holcombe Street. It's downstairs. Funny enough, I bought a few Metcalf kits when I was in there. And if I'm in Dublin, I usually go to the bigger one that's out in the outskirts. There's a little model shop in Enniskillen, so about less than an hour's drive away from me. And he's quite good. I've got some stuff on order with him from Hornby and that. So I'd rather give him the money than pay Hornby directly. Yes, Rathcoole, is that it? There's one in the industrial estate. Yeah, the castle looks well up there. I haven't finished it yet. I need to do some weathering and have some ivy and everything. I sort of built it and put it up there to see how it looked and how it fitted. I have to do a sort of rivery moat come in sort of underneath it to create the waterfall coming down. That's sort of in my head thinking about how I can do it. Oh, you like, Robert, do you do like a local post office? One of my friends who I get my stuff sent to, around this time of year, you could walk into his hallway and he's got stacks of parcels all through his hallway for different people across the border. people he doesn't even know, because some people get hold of his address from friends and stuff, and he gets all this stuff delivered to his house. Yeah, everything's gone up in price. I've done a lot of my Christmas shopping already. Because while everybody was ill in bed suffering from COVID, which I'm still clear of, I still haven't got it. Everyone else in my house is down with it. So I'm the only one who's allowed out of my house. Hi, O Gates. How you doing, sir? Oh, my railroad's going not too bad. You can see the orange logo that's going around. That's the Irish Railways models latest A class, which I just got. It's the one pulling the yellow carriages. Okay, why did it do that? My Polus just went into reverse. I went forward again. I don't know why. Hi Lee, how you doing? Yeah, COVID has hit my house. As I said last week, my daughter was the first to get it, and she actually ended up in ICU for a couple of days. Thankfully, she's fine. She's home now. She got out of hospital yesterday, so we got her back in the house. But it rampaged through our house, and we're double vaccinated and everything. It didn't make any difference. So my missus is quite bad with it. She's got a real hacking cough with it. It laid her up in bed for about 4 or 5 days, and the same with the kids. So it is a nasty dose. Hi, H&H Express. How you doing? Yeah, we're all in the mend here. As I say, I didn't get it. Didn't test positive. You know, it was. They say, oh, you have to go home and isolate. I think it was me who had to isolate because everyone else had it. So we've actually, to cheer people up in that, we've actually started watching Christmas movies. Um, we watched Christmas with the Cranks the other night, Krampus, and unfortunately it was my daughter, my middle child Anna's birthday on Tuesday. She had a very miserable. She wasn't actually sick at the time. She for her birthday consisted of going to get a COVID test, which then we found out on the following day that she was positive. So now she's feeling a bit crappy. But I think we're through the worst of it now. It'll be gone hopefully by the end of next week. We'll get back to normal. Thank you, O'Gage. She might be watching in the background. SCP containment breach, yeah. Is everything still going right? So I'll stop the A class and just run through some of the sounds on it. Put my mic in front of it so you can hear it a bit better. Well, happy birthday for tomorrow, Carl. Hope you have a good day. Put my mic on top of the loco, so I might sound a bit faint for a while. But they've got some great sounds on it. We've got some station announcements.
Platform 3 is the 1100 hours Enterprise, serving Dundalk, Portadown, and Belfast Central. Change to Portadown for local stations. The 1800 Enterprise service to Dublin is departing from platform 2, serving Portadown, Dundalk, and Drogheda. That's platform 2 for the 1800 Enterprise service to Dublin.
And then we got the old whistle, conductor's whistle. Brake release. And I'll give you a blast of the horns. Door slam. Sorry, I dropped the mic, but that wasn't too loud. Hi Rachel, how you doing? We're going again. But she has a lovely loco. She's got lights in the engine room, cab lights, shunting lights. Really is. Yeah, my layout is DCC. I use the Hornby Railmaster, which I do want to upgrade at some stage. Find it loads of computer interface. It's a bit clunky. And this has an annoying habit when you have a short and everything stops. It takes about 2 minutes to reset. Yeah, so my plan now over the weekend is to actually do a bit of filming. There's a couple of videos I want to do. I want to finish off the giveaway one, which hopefully I'll get finished tomorrow and get it out tomorrow. I know I've been saying that every week, but we'll get there eventually. And the update on what's been happening at the Railway Museum. Also, the review of the A-Class. A couple of other videos I want to do around the museum as well, get them out. I want to start building the station, get that underway so I can start doing the scenics further around. You'll see, anyone not familiar with it, camera 4 is where the station's going to be. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Basically, in this sort of area here, as you can see on camera 3, I'm going to put a dilapidated signal box there with a couple of pieces of rusty track. So one will be a programming track and one will be a DC track for putting the rolling road on and testing locos. It's not Rachel, this birthday girl, it's Anna, but I'm not sure if Anna is watching. Yeah, there's about 3 steam engines, is there, that's mainline certified. Got Merlin. There's another one, I can't remember the number of it. I think there's one that's close. Oh, is Anna watching, Rachel, is she? Yeah, so that's plans also to start the G-Scale layout. To be honest, that's probably going to be starting the new year now because we have signs and stuff to put up and get stuff finished and get Drumbo presentable for Christmas, which is really when we start doing the Santa thing. Is only 2, maybe 3 weeks away. Which isn't enough time to build a G-Scale garden layout. It's starting to get a bit too warm out here. When are they planning to scrap those, Joshua? I know they're getting they've ordered a load of new stuff in. Yeah, Pierce Doherty, our local TD, was shouting about how we should have a rail connection to Donegal again. They've been on about it since they closed the railways down in 1959. The last railway line in Donegal that ran through here closed in 1965. And they still haven't built half the roads that comes back then as well. Oh, are you baking, Leslie? What sort of bread are you making? Yeah, it is one of the things I find when you're working with G-Scale stuff. Piece of track here. It's a lot bigger. The metal's a lot thicker when you're trying to solder droppers to it. Especially if you're trying to do it outside in the cold. Trying to heat the rail up enough to get it soldered to stick. What I've done in the past is I've actually drilled a small hole and actually wrapped the wire through it and dropped solder into the hole to keep it in place. Yeah, there's nothing like the smell of baking bread. Do you know, I haven't seen any of those shows that Enda's done. I know he'd done one up in Donegal, and apparently um, it was awful because the footage of the trains and everything they showed wasn't narrow gauge. It wasn't even anything to do with Donegal. Hi, Kieran. How you doing? Reminds me, I've got a couple of overripe bananas in there. I must go make some banana bread. And that wasn't a new thing I started during lockdown. I've been making banana bread long before lockdown. It seemed to be, I don't know if it was in the UK, but it seemed to be a craze going on here, everybody making banana bread. Yeah, not doing too bad here. We're just getting over COVID in our household. It's almost through the house now. Yeah. Yeah, we're not great at keeping our historic buildings in this country. XMG. There's far too many of them have just been gone under the developer's bulldozer. So running around tonight, I have my Colas 47, my 423 MU, my Murphy's Models Irish Rail 121, and of course my Irish Railway Models A class. Yeah, I know what you mean, Flymo. I don't know whether it's me, but I've noticed things seem to go moldy a lot quicker now than they used to. Well, I tend to, even though we've got a house full, there's not a lot of bread eaters in the house. So in Lidl, they do half loaves. So I get a half loaf of white and a half loaf of brown. Only usually you can get through that before the mold comes. Yeah, I want to know when they're going to start the report on rail in Ireland. They made a big announcement about it months ago. But that was only an announcement to say they were going to look into making the report, not to actually make the report. That's all right, Kieran. I might have missed some of these comments because there was a lot going on in the chat there. So if anybody did ask a question, I didn't answer it, just pop it back in the chat again. Or if you follow the link at the top, I put in that. obviously some of these, but well, I wonder who put that in. If the Harcourt Street line was still around, do you reckon the Dart would be running on it? Yeah, it would. Yeah, what happened to that XMG? Was I've heard lots of stories about it, and I've heard all the stuff is just sat down there rotting. Yeah, we all need better infrastructure. I mean, Ireland is crying out for better infrastructure. You know, the excuse is always well, there's no business there. Why do we put the infrastructure in? It's like, well, you need the infrastructure for the business to develop. You know, so which came first, the chicken or the egg? And if they looked at their history, they would see when the railways disappeared out of Donegal, how everything started going downhill because there was no connections anymore. Double track safer than single track. I would say you could maybe argue marginally, but if all the safety systems are in place and used properly, there's no reason why you can't do single track. Now, if you have double track, you can have more traffic on it. Why would Kerry County Council not hand it over? I don't understand that. So it still belongs to Kerry County Council. We're in a massive like that, sit there and rot. I think what they need is someone to go down there with a crane and a low loader and just take it, rescue it. Yeah, the one pulling the yellow carriages, that's the new loco, that's the A class going around. What we need here is we need a line coming from Derry to Letterkenny, Easterman, Balmafation Road, or Donegal, on down through Ballyshannon, Bundoran, and on to Sligo. And then continue that line on down the west, which that line is in place. From Sligo down the west coast. It's been closed in the county, closed to traffic in the early 90s. They reopened it as far from Limerick, as far as Galway. The recession hit in 2008 and the rest of the plans were shelved. But they have the track bed and everything now, the track's on it. Obviously it would need completely replacing a new signalling and everything, but it's there, in place. Get it up and running. Yeah, it's like Like the railways in Donegal were an integral part. They were transport. It's how people got around. It's how people met people. Like I've heard so many stories, love stories that started on the railway. You know, and that's how people got to meet people and travelled. You know, and they forget that their goods and everything and their deliveries came by the rail. And if you have that infrastructure there, it's no different to broadband infrastructure nowadays. You hear a lot of people crying out, "Oh, we need broadband here." It's like, yeah, depending on your type of business, you need broadband. But if you're a manufacturer, you need good transport to get your raw materials in and get your goods out. The way costs of goods have gone up recently, eventually it's going to switch back that it's not cheaper to have these things manufactured in China. It'll be just as cheap to set a factory up here and build things here. And the problem with Ireland is we are not physically connected to the rest of Europe. Anything that comes into this country comes in by air or by ship. The UK, although they're out of Europe, they're still trading with Europe and they will continue to trade with Europe. They have the Channel Tunnel. Carl, it will happen. The railways have to come back because I can't see how the volume of goods that they want to get around, I can't see how they're going to transport them if they're getting rid of diesel. You know, at the moment, technology isn't there to have a goods lorry charged and take a long distance. You know, how else what they're going to need is a proper integrated transport system, like the transport system we used to have, where you turned up in Donegal town at the station with your goods or yourself, and you could get transported anywhere in Ireland or anywhere abroad. You could turn up to the station and you could buy a ticket to take you all the way from Donegal to Glasgow or to London, including the ferry, whatever. Yeah, now you have to, like in Ireland, the postal system, everything seems to come into Dublin and go to Athlone and then out from there. And I know competition is good to have all these other, like your DHL and DPD and My Herms and all that sort of thing, competition, but when they're not, we don't have a centralized distribution. You have the doubling up of lorries on the roads. The whole thing's just a mess. You know? Like if we really put our heads together and had a proper integrated transport system, where you could turn up at a station and get a train at a reasonable price. So that's the other thing is, you know, even when I was living in the UK, you could get a train to wherever you wanted to go. But if you turned up at the station to go somewhere, the price was ridiculous. Like if you booked it 3 or 6 months in advance, you get a good price. But not everybody does that. You can't do the spur of the moment stuff. Okay, HH Express, I'll get off my soapbox now. Take care. Yeah, they have a hydrogen power project. Don't they have that? Aren't they doing something similar in Severn Valley as well? The hydrogen project. They had some sort of shunter that changed the it's a hydrogen power. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, it is a hydrogen OA being built in Severn Valley. They're doing it in conjunction with one of the universities, I think. Yeah, it's the same here. Everything has to come in by road. Everything we have. You need to sit down, look at the country as a whole, and go right. How can we get goods around? How can we plan this out better? Like here in Ireland, when they were building the Channel Tunnel, or not the Channel Tunnel, the port tunnel that goes from the docks underneath Dublin City and dumps you out north of the city by the M50. Why did they at the time use the existing rail lines, take stuff off the ship, put it on a train, take the train to the outsides of the city, have a huge depot there, and go, right, okay, we can either send it by train, carry on the train up to Belfast, go away wherever, or no, it's going to Donegal, so I have to do it by road. You know, that's the sort of thinking we need. You know, so stuff you go off there and you can have this big industrial park, or you can have DHL can have their warehouse, firms can have their warehouse, DPD can have their warehouse, and Plus can have their warehouse. If they want to be truly green and efficient, that's what they have to do. But at the end of the day, we are talking about the government, and in my line of work, I have a lot of dealings with government, and it's frustrating. There is very little container traffic in Ireland as far as I'm aware. So you have Ballina down to Waterford, is it? Train going up and down there, and I think it's only Coca-Cola that's keeping that operational. You have some timber trains going up and down, but from what I believe, for some reason, a few years ago, Ian Road Aaron lost interest in freight. I'm like, freight, that should be your bread and butter. That's what railways were originally built for, moving freight. You had the time after the war in the UK where the railways weren't really allowed to compete with road hauliers to give road hauliers a chance. You know, back then, if they were allowed to compete, they probably wouldn't be in this mess now because the road haulers wouldn't have been able to compete with the railways. Yeah, we do need more freight. I mean, that should be the bread and butter. You know, freight trains. Like you can go from Dublin by rail down to Kerry, Cork, Limerick, Galway, Belfast, Sligo. You know, you have ports in Waterford. Dublin is a major port. There's no reason why you can't take those containers off, stick them on a train, and send them to where they go. You disagree with me, Carl? Do you? What do you think we should do? I mean, the problem we had with some of the old railway lines that are gone now, even the Donegal one, is it was all manhandling as well. Really didn't container traffic come in properly into the 60s, just by the time the railways were closed. It was labour intensive, lifting boxes on and off wagons. But now with modern technology, computer control, so Leslie, they're going to run in those trains to meet up with the ships to get them across to Northern Ireland. I'm going to cut the top of my thumb. Every time I press a button, it hurts. It splits open. How did I cut my thumb? Opening one of those foil Chinese containers. Oh, we're coming up to 8:30, guys, so I'm going to call it a night there. The only way around it would be to freight lines only, like Canada. Yeah, Carl, but there's no reason why they can't run the freight at night when they're not running passenger services. You can run freight in between passenger services. You better upgrade the sound lane and maybe have a few more passing loops and single lines. So let's face it, most of Ireland is single line track. Only double line is Belfast to Dublin and Dublin to Cork. The rest is all single. Well, I heard you're flying good, yeah, but I think what you've heard about there is the Severn Valley does a lot of testing, like the new, what's the new class they were testing there? The 69 or something? And they were testing it there, pulling freight. And they were also testing weed spraying wagons on there. During lockdown, that's how Severn Valley was making a bit of money, hiring out their truck for people to do testing on. Like, there's a lot all the governments could do. It's going to take reinvestment. It's going to take reopening lines that they shut down, which is going to be rebuilding new alignments because some of the alignments have been built on or destroyed. And it's going to take a lot of money. But as always, we don't seem to plan for the future. The future, we're always playing catch up. We need this stuff now, not in 10 years' time. We need to get these rail lines in now for the businesses to build up around them. Carl, you go off and enjoy your birthday cake. I'm going to call it evening now. Oh, look at that. Ryan just turns up just as I'm shutting down. Hope you keep him well, Brian. Yeah, same time, same place next week. You never know, if the weather's decent, I might do the live from the railway because we've got lighting now out by Drumbo, so I might do a couple of trials to see how it looks during the week. And so we can do the live next week from Drumbo. So, take care, everyone, and stay safe. And I'll see everyone next week. And most of all, enjoy your modeling. Bye, everyone.